doing. And when I tell you all, I meant all with the exception of the car I was driving. I had zero debt. Okay. So I switched, got a brother. Know whether it was good, bad, or indifferent, but he came highly recommended by my realtor. Okay. He was a nice guy. I met him, we talked, and I was comfortable with him. So we start going through. Denise, you need, first it was $3,800 down deposit. My portion, okay. Then it switched to 43. Then it switched to 46. Then it switched to 5,000. I'm like, okay, come on, you guys. I'm living by way now of I've set aside some money, but I still have expenses, because I'm still this, but I'm saving. I'm not using credit cards. I'm not doing any of that. So long story short, we get to the day before the closing. I got the $5,000 that they told me I needed to bring to the table. We go through all the documents the night before, me and the lender, and my realtor, she also concurring. Boom, 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 boom. Get to the closing, and they tell me that I don't need any money. Not only don't I need to give them the $5,000, I'm going to get $1,347 back. Now, I have no emotion, no expression. I was like, I've never heard of that. And so I'm looking across the table at the title company guy, who's a brother, Omega. So around the table, and I keep saying that, thinking, I'm sure these is all competent people, but I ain't never heard of this before. So, of course, we signed all the documents. I'm reading because I had read all of the same documents the night before, all the fine print I didn't learn from my dear sister who's on the other end of this phone. Okay, I read. So I'm comfortable with everything, but I said I won't be excited until I get the keys in my hand. Okay, so prior to the closing, my realtor asked me, Denise, the seller, they're buying a house in Shreveport. They need a few extra days after the closing before they can leave out. And I said, so if I say yes, what's my recourse? Because a walkthrough on the day of the closing is so that I can make sure ain't nothing ugly didn't happen, or they didn't done anything ugly didn't happen to the house. Mm-hmm. So it was like, well, they're willing to pay, we came up with a dollar amount, and I was comfortable with it. They needed 10 days. So that was awesome. I said, I have to be out of where I am by the 31st. I would like to do my own little cleaning prior to me moving my things in the house. So the 26th gives me 5 days to get in, clean. If I want to paint something, I got a painter on standby. I can do all this. Well, that didn't happen. Supposedly she was putting money in escrow in the event something happened. And that's where I was clear and comfortable with. Okay. The 31st at 5:30 is when I was able to take possession of the house on Indiana. Friday, the 31st, 5:30. Okay. I spent all morning, me and my son and one of his friends, in the rain, moving my stuff out. I've cleaned this house over on Harvard where I was staying. Even the landlord, she says, oh, I wish I had other tenants like you because this is just wonderful. Actually, it looked better than when I moved into their place. That's just who I am. Okay.
Exactly.
So I get the keys. The lady, the seller, she pulls up, gets out. She walks in the house. She comes back because I was sitting there. We were early. And I told my son, stay in the truck. Y'all just eat the food that, I bought y'all. Rest a minute. And 5:30, maybe they're in there. I'm not sure. But she pulls up. She comes back. I get out the car. She says, once again, congratulations. My husband didn't want to leave. I left a week ago, and he sort of left it messy. And I looked at her. My son caught the look that I was doing, and he jumps out the U-Haul truck and said, Ma, you all right? And I said, yeah, I hope so. Mm-hmm. Just like that. Put the key in the front door. Walked into total hell. They had holes was in the living room walls where they had snatched out the TV. I mean, literally holes in the wall. There's about 8 to 10. There's chairs you use when you go into the park that you carry on your shoulder. About 8 to 10 of them in the living area, dining room area, chicken boxes with bones all over the floor, blunts put out in the floor, on the fireplace. Everywhere you look, it was. I was like, what the hell? Went into the kitchen. Both sinks were filled with dirty dishes, 30, 40 beer bottles all over the place, food in the refrigerator, food in the cabinets, trash all over everywhere. I went, of course, I have this on, I recorded as I walked through.
Very good. Oh, wow.
So every room had stuff, every bit, 3 bedrooms, upstairs, bathroom. The medicine cabinet looked like nothing was touched. There was 3 rows of pill bottles filled in there, soap, tub nasty, shower nasty. Oh my God. And then of course they left this big couch in the middle of the driveway, which I couldn't move, which meant I couldn't get my car in the driveway behind the gate. The garage was like they had tore stuff off the walls. It's hanging. I'm at the point of, I cannot believe this. I can't believe this. Because now this is 10 days after I have, actually 13 days after I have signed this mortgage. You understand what I'm saying? So what do? I immediately call my realtor. I'm like, hey, call me back immediately. It's now like 6:15 Friday evening. My son's walking around. He's disgusted. He was like, Ma, I can't believe this. Look at this. Look, look at this. I mean, it was that horrific. I'm going to send you some pictures after I hang up. So she don't answer me. So I text her. I said, I need you to call me post haste. And I attached the video, some pictures. Still don't hear from her. I had to get a locksmith because they busted the back door where it could be secured. Denise? Okay, it could not be secured, so I had to get Wiley's. The people I've used Wiley's forever. Okay, to come get me locked so that I could lock the door. When I tell you I was livid, Adriane, I was livid. Okay, Friday night goes. My son and I there. He laying up with a gun. I'm anti-gun. I understand people have them. I just don't have one, but my son, he has one, and he's ignorant. Okay, I'll just say he can act ignorant. I'll put it that way. Right. So Saturday morning, so now I didn't call the lender. He was like, "You got to be kidding me!" So have you talked to your realtor? I said, I'm trying to understand why. At this point, I've not heard from her because, see, the whole thing was, I got a big basket. I always give my clients once they close and da-da-da. I'm going to bring it over when you take possession because the lender brought me a bottle of tequila the day of the closing and they wanted to crack it open and drink. And I was like, nope, not until I get keys to my house. I'm not celebrating. And I don't know why I took that position on that day. But after this happened, I guess my inner instinct was there. I just wasn't there openly. Okay. She texted me, I'm in a class and I'll get back with you. What seems to be the problem? I said, you didn't look at the pictures? We're texting. So she says, oh my, well, Denise, and then she calls me. Well, Denise, I was just trying to keep you from being homeless. Before I realized it, Adriane, I had lost. I said, what the F?
Are you serious?
I kid you not. I said, what do you mean? What the hell do you mean? I said, I don't deserve. This is not, I didn't get a house that we evicted some people from. I said, I know this isn't how the house is supposed to be. I said, all I need to know is, how do I get the money in escrow that you kept in the event of something like this? Oh, well, there was a problem with the closing dollars. And I said, huh? And it was off by 4,000 and something. So we had to take money from the escrows of that, the water bill escrow, and just so that you could close the house. I said, stop right now, stop.
Wow.
The fact that somebody didn't add right is not my issue. I said, I don't set the closing. I said, I was told all along, all those 3 different times you set closings, the title company, the underwriter, and all those people, they had to agree with the numbers and da-da-da-da. That's not on me. I came to the table with $5,000. The title company didn't want it. The underwriter didn't want it. The lender didn't want it. And now you're telling me y'all was short $4,300, and you've taken it from my escrow, from incidentals, because I didn't gave these people 10 extra days to be in a house that was in my possession. I said, and the addendum that I signed and she signed in agreement to that, what happened to that? Well, I don't know what you mean. I mean, she took a 360 turn on me and kept, well, these people were nice. I said, I don't hear anything. I said, are you my realtor or theirs? Oh, well, you know, they were going through a divorce and, you know, the husband got real ugly. I didn't want to tell you, but we had to call the police the morning that you were, once again, I hear nothing about how they acted, the fact that they were divorcing. None of that has anything to do with me. It's none of my business. Right. I said, I can't believe we're even having this kind of conversation. Well, what would you have me do? And I stopped there and I said, okay, Lord, help me. Hold my tongue. And I said, you know what? I am sorry I ever called you. I promise you I will never call you again. Ever. I had 30 contractor bags. And you know what I mean by contractor bags, right? Yes. 30 contractor bags full of junk. I had my entire driveway from the curb all the way back to the garage filled with, it cost me $1,200 to get someone to come and move all of that shit. I was so angry, Adriane. I couldn't see straight. My son kept holding. He said, "Mom, it's gonna be all right." No, I know eventually it will be, but I didn't deserve this BS. This is not at all what I agreed. I agreed to some concessions. One, the basement, they had never done anything since they moved in, and I said, you know what? I'm not gonna worry about that. This is a good price. This is a decent neighborhood. This will allow me to go in and do it the way I want to do it from the rip. Right. So we made an adjustment for that. Okay. My front and back porch has some cracks in this concrete. So they reduced some things that they were going to pay. That was all worked out, and I saw that. I was working with those 3 things. Oh my God. So, Adriane, needless to say, I'm in the house. My storage is empty. All my things are with me. But the first, maybe 2 weeks, I had all of my things just pushed into a corner in the living room because I was still moving all of their stuff. I know my new neighbors thought, what is going on? Because I was just throwing things outside. I was so angry. Oh my gosh, Denise! Oh my gosh! In order to get me in, I was not ready for this. I was not ready for this story. When I asked her, I thought, oh my gosh, Denise, you weren't ready for this. That's what I said. I was not ready for this. I was not. I am so disgusted. I can't even look at our sister. Okay. I finally saw her at last month's in-person meeting, and she laid her hand on my shoulder. I didn't even give her eye contact. I saw her, and I nodded my head. Because, you know what? My mother said, if you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all. And I didn't want to act up in the sorority house. I didn't want to go, and to this moment, she has not been to my address. Now, I don't know what most realtors do, but I know it's not that. So she didn't do the walkthrough. She couldn't have done the walkthrough. She couldn't have. No. Wait. The day that we went for the walkthrough, they were still in the house. That's my whole point. I said, so what's my recourse, and when do I get to see this prior to me saying, okay? They said, well, you know what? We're going to put, I forgot how many thousands was going to be in escrow. If they tear up anything, this is going to be your money. That's the only way I said okay to this. Wow. Okay? And then to tell me that you took it because the realtor, the lender, the title company messed up on the numbers. I was like, so what am I supposed to do?
That is crazy.
And she told me she was trying to keep me. I said, what makes you think I would ever be homeless?
Oh my gosh. Wow.
I'm Adriane.
God does everything for a reason, Denise. Today, God does everything for a reason. And you were supposed,
yes, he does.
And all of this was supposed to happen. Oh my God.
So of course, my play brother that gave me the 15 just so that I could get me credit worthy to ask or try to get a mortgage. You understand what I'm saying? Right. I got rid of all that ugliness. I got working me and a credit whatever person trying to clean up some stuff, which is working, which has worked. I'm in the last time I looked, I was knocking in one I don't know what you call them, X1 Experian, TransUnion, whatever. One of them, I was knocking at 700. Now you already know where I've been.
Come on, that's amazing, Denise. Seriously,
you are because you've been on this journey with me. So of course, I'm feeling great about the fact that I'm even on that side of 650. You follow what I'm saying? Right. I was in the 400s.
That's right.
So, I'm like, okay, God, thank you. I'm working this out. I'm doing this better. Boom, 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 boom. Of course, they said, Denise, you get another kind of credit with a mortgage. So eventually that's going to help too. I said, okay. I'm doing it. If I use a credit card, I pay it off at the end of the month. I'm doing it. All of these are all big steps for me. Yes. And I can say that to you because you didn't been there when I'm like, oh, this is uglier than ugly. Okay. But to get to that point, find a house that I'm okay with. I ain't in love. Right. And I think I'm not in love because nothing matches the one that I used to have on here. Right. And it's taken me a long time to have to erase that, from my memory banks and not compare other houses to that one because it ain't the same. Right. Okay. So, but I never in a million years thought that I would walk into Bedlam. You hear me? And for her to treat me that way, of course, so now it's like, well, girl, you need to sue. You need to sue and get your money. I said, but y'all also understand that means that's more money coming out of my account. I have things I want to do in this house. So I took money from that to try to just get junk. Right. And I do mean junk. Right. And then to find floors that aren't the way they looked because they had them covered up with rugs. I'm like, oh my God. My God. So I got to fix her up first. How about that?
That's right. And that's the first step.
That's the first step.
That's the first step. And you know where we were though. And that's yes. And I am so proud of you, Denise. Seriously, I am truly, even though, because the people we can't control are those people that we talked about, that you just said you can't control, but what what you did control, your actions. Come on. Come on, my Change Crusader. Now, so you're going to be my Change Crusader as well, my billionaire in the making with me. Okay. I'm serious.
You see me, I was commenting. I'm like,
I'm serious,
I can make that kind of money every month.
You got to say it first.
It's attainable. I'm like, she always got a positive word to give me.
You got to say it, Change Crusader.
Yes.
Say it.
Yes.
You have to say it.
Wait a minute, you broke up. Wait a minute.
Change Crusader.
Wait a minute. You can hear me. I can barely hear you.
I love you right now, too.
Okay, I'm sorry. Say what you said again.
Change Crusader. That's what you are. I need you to say.
Change Crusader. Okay. I received that.
Thank you.
I do. I received that. But I was hurt. I was hurt to the nth degree because the folks that still don't understand our sisterhood, that's like, so she was your sorority sister?
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I don't even call her name. I don't. And I've had two people say, Denise, so, because see, this was not at all, I was completely blindsided with her.
How do we actually, here's
so
the thing with that though.
Every step of getting things done, concessions that I'm like, oh, we could ask them to do that. She's, oh yeah, I don't take no for an answer.
But here's the thing that bothers me solely with this, and I'm so glad that I'm recording this for us, seriously. But what bothers me both with this, I've referred people to this individual as well. And so in regards to the experience with our name, in regards to the experience of how you were treated, what course of action do we need to take? Because there's something that needs to be done, and that's the part I'm going to research. Because again, that's not I have some people I've referred to her as well. I have a problem. No, you don't treat my clients like that. Like, what are you?
Linder, he's a young brother, and I was all ready to. I mean, I thought, oh, okay, if we can keep us moving up the food chain, I'm gonna always. I mean, and I worked well with him. Okay, I did. But I don't know. He tried to throw it off on the underwriter. I said, sir, Eli, this should not have happened. I said, now, I don't know who dropped the ball with the numbers being wrong, but y'all shouldn't have never called me talking about a closing if the numbers weren't right. I said, and what makes it so egregious is we've changed what I was going to bring to the table almost 4 times. And each time I got that number, I went to the bank 3 different times to certify that I had that money in the bank. The bank would say, Miss Jackson, what's going on? I said, well, they won't accept my bank statements online. They need you to stamp them saying that this is real. I don't know why anybody would show bank statements of something that they didn't have, knowing full well the expectation was to get that money and hand it to somebody. I said, so I don't know why they think I would lie. I was feeling some kind of way doing it each time. I said, I've done this 3 times. I said, 3 times I've had to go into the bank, pay them $2 to certify my bank statement that what I say is in there is in there. I said, either you believe me or you don't.
But I'll share with you too, the last 3 mortgages that I wrote, I ran into that scenario as well. So I can say I understand that frustration. I had to receive that because again, like the qualifications with mortgages, they had to make sure that the documentation was there. They lost a check from one of my clients. So I understand that pain, but it probably was true because things changed after COVID, which were more. So I will honestly say that because it was irritating for me as well.
But after a while, it was like every other day. It was
right. It was. And I got cussed out for it. So yes, I understand that. That one.
And for me, because I deal with People's Driven Credit Union, which the closest branch is 10 in Southfield,
right?
Or 10 in Evergreen, excuse me, 10 in Lasser. I'm sorry, where I'm at. But nonetheless, I'm coming from downtown. Well, actually, at the time, I was living Cashew in Harvard, which is deep east, and having to drive all the way to 12, to do this repeatedly. And I was like, okay, y'all, make up your mind. But when they tried to indicate that I had to pay the difference, I said, oh, no, I've signed documents.
Right.
Then the word they used was, Miss Jackson, this was the Monday after the closing, okay? They initially on Friday, they were like, well, Jackson, the money, they had to do something via California, and they were on different time zones, so all checks for everybody will be available Monday. I was good with that because I'm like, again, I'm not showing any emotion because I don't have a key yet. So Monday morning, I just took my affidavit down here because I work in the KMAC where you filed the property transfer document. I walked in, I signed in, went downstairs, gave them the form to transfer the name of the seller to me. So I had already done that. So about 2 hours later, I get a call from the lender, and he says, Miss Jackson, how you doing? I was like, oh, but he said, you still ain't shouting yet. I said, nope, I told you that won't happen until I get the keys. He said, well, Miss Jackson, unfortunately, your closing is invalid. And I stopped, Adrienne. I said, excuse me? I said, so now you're going to be Nephew Tommy. And he said, Nephew Tommy. I said, oh, yeah, you calling me with a prank? He said, I wish it was a prank, Miss Jackson. The closing invalid because the money wasn't right. I was like, then that's my problem? I said, I don't think so.
Right.
He said, well, do you still have that $5,000? I said, sir, let me tell you something.
Wow.
First of all, I said, On Friday, I sat outside your office for about an hour. I was screaming, crying, praying, and thanking the Lord for the journey I had been on to get to there. I said I couldn't even drive. I said, and then I went home, I set up. The next day, I didn't even leave my house. I was still walking through the house, thanking the Lord for the journey I had been on. Right. I said, I left church on Sunday, and I went to ABC Warehouse. And I bought a washer, a dryer, a stove, and a refrigerator.
Come on, Denise.
To buy it with that $5,000. Because why? I'm buying 4 appliances. They had a sale going on, and they want to work a deal because everybody don't walk in off the street saying I need a washer, dryer, stove, and refrigerator.
That's right. That's right.
Then he says to me, Adriane, well, can you take it back? I said,
no, he didn't.
I said, you have to be kidding me. He was like, I wish I was. So then my realtor calls and she says, well, I'm going to have to give them my commission. I said, I wouldn't. I said, is it your fault?
Right.
Because I'm still saying, come on now, this is before, again, I don't have possession of the house. That happened. I missed that piece before I jumped all the way to the closing. But I was like, no. Right. You don't need to give them your commission. I said, somebody messed up. And it shouldn't be you to have to pay your commission. So that, cause I even had said, girlfriend had went through some drama. She lost her mother. She had recently divorced. She had a medical emergency. Yeah. Her car died. Boom, 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 boom. All while we were doing this in the last, 6 weeks.
I understand that.
So I said to her, I said, you know what? I am so grateful for you hanging in with me. I said, you picked up where Adriane had been with me for years, and you helped me cross the finish line. Let me give you half of this money. Now, I probably wouldn't have done that if she hadn't been our sister.
Right.
And so she said, well, no, I said, I didn't say loan. I said, I'm going to give you, because this wasn't money that I anticipated having in my hand anymore. I said, so I'm grateful. I know all of the drama and the issues that you've gone through over the last 6 weeks. I'm going to give you half. No. You go on and you go ahead and buy those appliances you need. I'm good. I said, I promise you, I'll be good. I would just finance half of it.
Right.
I said, I can give you this, and it definitely has to help. I said, if nothing else, put you and your babies in a hotel for a couple days since, the ex came to her new house, busted all the back. She had went through drama herself.
Right.
So I thought she refused the money. Then she flipped on me. That's why I'm saying, I can't believe that I'm talking to you. She says, well, maybe 3 days later, she calls and says, well, maybe if you can give me a little bit at a time. I said, oh, no, sweetheart, I've spent that money. I bought appliances. And then she asked me, well, can you take them back?
No, wow.
What are you and Eli on from the same drug? I said, no, I offered to give you $2,500 to do whatever you needed to do with it. As my appreciation, thank you, blah, 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 blah. You told me no. I asked you 3 different times, 3 different ways. Offered. I said, so no, love, I won't be taking anything back, and I am not obligated to give you a nickel.
That's right. That's correct.
And you shouldn't be giving a nickel either.
Wow.
So I don't know what happened, but that's when, she went berserk. Well, I was just trying to help you not be homeless.
Oh my God.
Adriane, I had 4 people that had told me, Denise, that they keep moving the closing because I had told the lady that I was renting the house from, I would be out by the end of March. So she already said, well, then don't pay me a March rent. My security deposit was the same as rent. She said, we'll just do a flip because I know you ain't tore up my house.
Right.
So instead of you giving me 15 and then I'm going to give it right back to you, let's just do that for March. But of course, if I was going to have to stay beyond March, I was going to have to give her a security deposit again. And that was $3,400.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I had 4 people say, Denise, put the rest of your stuff in the storage unit that you have. It's gonna be tight, but it ain't gonna be there long.
Right.
Come stay with me. I had 4 different people offer that to me. So there was nothing that in my mind telling me, oh, I'm gonna be on the street. I'm gonna be living in my car. That never dawned on me.
Right. Come on. You're a member of Delta Sigma. You are never gonna be on the street.
I got 836 financial and a whole bunch that ain't that I know in the city of Detroit. Look, I would just go back over in the University District. Inez lives alone in a 5-bedroom house.
Right. That's right.
My girlfriend, who, come on, it just was too many people, and all of them. Girl, what you need? What you need me to do? You need me to put my stuff. They said you can put the stuff. My girlfriend just bought the house next door to her. She said, Denise, the whole garage empty right now. Put all the stuff in the garage. It ain't gonna. It's how many more weeks they gonna keep dragging out the closing? Mm-hmm. So it was a temporary fix, and you can come be in the house with me. Her kids are grown. I said, Nicole, I don't know how you even came up with homeless.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I said, I had $5,000. If I was going to be before I be homeless, I'd be somewhere in a hotel.
Right. That's all right. Because God's got the plan, and we got this digital real estate plan, Denise, and I appreciate you just sticking through it, because we can't control those people. We're going to let God take care of it. Seriously. Wow.
Well, I didn't. Aside from that, the whole thing, I was gonna call you and Anika to ask what exactly were you guys being appointed to by your saying.
I have to congratulate my saying. She is going to be an amazing president. She is. Ooh, that's right.